You are welcome back to this class. Let's look at our strand for today using writing conventions and grammar usage. Substrand using simple, compound, and complex sentence. Objectives. By the end of the lesson, learners should be able to I. Identify subjects, verbs, and objects in a sentence. II. Identify simple and compound sentences. III. Construct compound and complex sentences correctly. So these are our objectives for today. Introduction. Let's look at this sentence. He studies mathematics. He studies mathematics. Can we identify the subject, verb, and the object in it? Good. So the subject is he, the verb is studies, then the object is mathematics. Great. Now, not all sentence needs objects. So in some sentence, there is no object in it. And let's look at one example. Jojo reads. So here, the subject becomes Jojo, and the verb becomes reads. And looking at it, it makes a complete thought. There are three types of sentence structure. And what are these three sentence structures? We have simple sentence, compound sentence, and then complex sentence. So these are the three basic sentence structure. Now let's look at the first one, simple sentence. A simple sentence has one independent clause. And when we say independent clause, what do we mean? That is, the sentence must have one subject and then one verb. An independent clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb, as I've explained already. So it contains a subject and a verb. It contains a subject and a verb. Now, and it makes a complete thought. After reading it, it makes a complete thought. It makes it brings an understanding of it. So let's look at some of the examples. Grace opened the door. Grace opened the door. Now, how many subjects do we have and how many verbs do we have? Subject is one, that is great. And then verb is also one, that is opened. So this is a simple sentence. And it is having an independent clause. Sometimes simple sentence has compound subject. And let's look at it. Example. The window and the door need to be washed. The window and the door need to be washed. So here our subject is window. And there is another subject here. That is door. That is door. The door. But there is a conjunction linking them. So we have two subjects that makes the sentence, that makes the subject to be compound. So when we say a simple subject, a simple sentence has compound subject, this is what we mean. There is a conjunction between two subjects, bringing them to become one. Okay. Now, simple sentence can also have compound verb. It can also have compound verb. Example: the girl smiled and nodded. So here, smile, smiled is here, and then we have nodded. And there is a conjunction between the two verbs. There is a conjunction between the two verbs. So it makes the verb to be compound. It makes the verb to be compound. Great. Let's move on to look at compound sentences. When we say compound sentences, it is the combination of two or more independent clauses. We have already looked at independent clause, said it has one subject and one verb. But here, compound sentences is a combination of two or more independent clauses. It has coordinating conjunctions. Conjunction. It has coordinating conjunction. And when we say coordinating conjunction, what do we mean? We are talking about, or we mean, fan boys. When we say fan boys, it's a jargon. And what are the meanings of fan boys? That is for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. So that is the meaning of fan boys. And these are the coordinating conjunctions. So we use these coordinating conjunctions to bring two independent clauses together. So an example is here: subject verb plus subject verb. Subject verb plus subject verb. An example. Let's look at it. Baba closed the door. Baba closed the door. And I have another independent clause here. She looked outside. She looked outside. So we can bring these two independent clauses together by putting in a coordinating conjunction such as and. And. So let's look at our sentence again. Baba closed the door and she looked outside. So two independent clauses has come together. Baba closed the door and then she looked outside. So we bring two coordinating conjunctions together for it to become Baba closed the door and she looked outside. Let's look at the second one. Jojo was playing netball. Jojo was playing netball. Yaira went to the beach. So these are two different independent clauses, but we can bring them together by putting a coordinating conjunction so. So the sentence read: Jojo was playing netball, so Yaira went to the beach. Now let's look at the next type of sentence structure: complex sentences. Complex sentences. Complex sentences has an independent clauses and a dependent clause. And this not a complete thought. So the dependent clause is not a complete thought. So we have not a complete thought plus complete thought. Not a complete thought plus complete thought. So what do you think will be the complete thought? Great. The independent clauses will be the complete thought. And then the dependent clauses will not be the complete thought. Right? So a dependent clause. A dependent clause can begin a sentence or at the end of a sentence. It can begin a sentence or at the end of a sentence. Comma is used to separate the two clauses. So comma is used to separate the two clauses. Now we have our dependent clauses. So dependent clauses begins with a subordinating conjunctions. And what are these subordinating conjunctions? We have after, although, because, before, whenever, while, when, unless, and so on. So these are the dependent clauses, and then the independent clauses. So let's look at some examples. Because my tea was too cold, I heated it in the microwave. Because my tea was too cold, I heated it in the microwave. So we have a dependent clause and then an independent clause here. So because my tea was too cold, I heated it in the microwave. You can see the comma separating it. Now let's look at the next example. He returned the computer after he noticed it was damaged. After he noticed it was damaged. So there is a subordinating conjunction here. Subordinating conjunction here. Now let's have a speed test. What type of sentence are these? Let's look at it. Kofi knew lots about monkeys. Kofi knew lots about monkeys. Is it a simple sentence, a compound sentence, or a complex sentence? Good. It is a simple sentence. Let's look at the next one. Although she was wealthy, she was still unhappy. She was still unhappy. Is it a simple sentence, a complex sentence, or a compound sentence? It's a complex sentence. Let's look at the next one. The cock crowed then flew away. So let us look at the type of sentence. It is a compound sentence. It is a compound sentence. Closure. In today's lesson, we have learned that there are three basic sentence structure. These are simple sentence, compound sentence, and then complex sentence. A simple sentence has one independent clause. Example: Grace opened the door. Compound sentence is a combination of two or more independent clauses. Example: Baba closed the door and she looked outside. Complex sentences has an independent clause and a dependent clause. Example: Because my tea was too cold, I heated it in the microwave. In our next meeting, we shall look at lesson comprehension. So I'll urge you all to study hard, and thanks for watching.